Last we left off, you guys were continuing to kind of clean up uh, the mess left behind by Fiola, um, as well as begin to properly plan a celebration of Lish's reinstatement on the throne. Um, This included the retrieval of several of your friends and allies from the prime material plane, including Levy, the twins, um, Ofsi, Rahat, uh, and was that it, or was there more? I feel like there was more.
Nova?
Ofsi,
Did you bring Nova?
Rahat, the twins, Levy,
Nova.
No, that's
Nova,
right.
and I think there were 8 people. So, yeah.
Did we also bring Sniv?
No.
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 No. We don't want to start an interdimensional political incident, thank you very much.
But regardless, the swarm of people were retrieved and brought back to the Winter Court with you, wherein the newly reinstated Winter King gave everyone some lovely little titles, knighting most of you, granting Levy and Tobias some land within the holdings, having the pixies collectively replace the marquee,
It's
and
what they deserve.
and officially, in a certain capacity, having Demir named as queen. And once the titles are all bestowed, everyone gathered in the throne room burst into applause. And if there are any conversations I would like to be had, go for it.
I don't know if there's any specific things. I think
No
Lish
one wants to
is-
thank Lish for the title or anything?
Lish will be like, bring the juice. We must cheers.
All right.
Absolutely,
Get
wine
some-
is needed for the moment.
Yeah, I'll get some like Feywild champagne or some shit.
All right.
Do a little cheers.
It's nice, like mulled winter wine that the various Mari Luids have not yet consumed.
My larders. They're bare.
So it's at this point that I will ask if anyone has anything they'd like to accomplish before the official start of the winter festival.
Demir is probably going to just like send a message to E3 like as we're all like getting ready for the party, just like send him a quick little message like, sorry for bringing the guard, I'll try and keep her off your back.
Most appreciated. I am hoping to spend some time talking to the locals, see what they can learn.
Best of luck with that.
All right.
And then like once the party gets going, Demir has something, but
All right. So I believe I alluded to last time, but the party will be split up into several days, quote unquote, whatever that means in the Feywild. Day one will be typical games and festivities set up within the courtyard of the Winter Palace. There are chimes that have been hung up from frozen trees, creating a kind of a strangely haunting but beautifully discordant melody as the wind kind of brushes through the branches. There's a frozen pond in the very center that glows with shifting shades of violet, blues, and deep greens, matching the aurora above. And if you look closely, you can see like swarms of fish just darting back and forth. There are massive ice sculptures carved from enchanted permafrost that are depicting legendary figures of the winter courts and past revels. And the statues may shift ever so slightly when no one's looking, as if whispering secrets or laughing at their observers.
Do we get any statues?
No.
Aw. But we reinstated the Ice King.
You are here.
You haven't been
in
around
person.
long enough to get one.
Fair enough.
Do you want a statue? I mean, we could certainly arrange for one.
I just thought since we're celebrating, Lish's reinstatement that, the people who helped him get there might also get some additional recognition during the party.
I mean, how much are you guys going to even be able to enjoy the party with everybody swarming around you, trying to meet you guys?
Fair. I was more just making a joke than actual qualm.
Yeah, personally, I'm hoping no one recognizes me and I can just kind of be there,
Kinda hard to miss the glowing green eyes and
The
Aaron
wings.
flashbangs the entire
Wings.
room.
And also, the whole entire word travels fast in the Feywilds.
I mean, it's the Feywild. They can sniff an outsider out in, no time flat.
Well, I can sniff one of them out in no time flat, too. So there.
So don't threaten them with a good time.
Aaron walking around with his cold iron dagger. I will shake a bitch.
So, would you like to know what sort of activities are available to you?
Cornhole.
The great cornholio.
Cornhole!
Just
There-
a bunch of boomer activities.
The only thing that is set up in the hall is just cornhole for Lish.
I did think of goblin toss, where there's a little goblin doll and you have to throw it into a hole, but I didn't get around to making
God.
the skill check for it, so that'll have to wait till next time.
Roll to attack, improvised weapon.
But given the
Lish
That's
gets to
the
the party and looks around and is like, "Where is my cornhole?"
Demir, here I am.
So there is cliff racing, where you'll have to climb an icy cliff. Self-explanatory. Ice block smashing. Try to completely crush a solid block of ice first. There's horse racing. There's caber tossing. The Mari Luids are offering more flighting. There's a pie eating contest. There's a snow people building contest. And then there are various treats available, including spiced apple cider, mulled wine, sugar plums, roasted chestnuts, candy canes, chocolate oranges, turkey legs, and lokum, which otherwise we would know as Turkish delight. Mostly because I think I'm funny.
But
Well, you are funny.
If you eat the Turkish delight, though, you will betray your family. So, just watch out for that.
We're like halfway through stuffing at least 3 Turkish delights in her mouth. Like, what?
I love the idea of it just temporarily gives you an overwhelming need to betray your family, and then it just goes away.
Just a fae, baby.
Because they use emotions as seasonings too.
That is true. When I say spiced apple cider, that can mean any emotion. But what would you guys like to do?
Well, I know Valk's gonna participate in the more strength-based activities because she has some impressing she wants to do.
Okay, which ones then?
I don't feel the need to go first, but the caber tossing and I can't remember what the other one that I was like, ooh, that's a good Vulcan dude. Yes, probably.
Aaron will follow Valk to both because he has some one-upping to do.
Okay.
So Demir
we'll wait for Max to get here for you to kick Hawk that.
Demir is going to kind of catch Eitri by the arm, like making sure that Rahat sees that Demir and Eitri are together. And she's going to go over to Rahat and just be like, I think you would enjoy the ice smashing.
That is good.
Right over there. Mm-hmm. And Demir is going to kind of try and move her over towards where Aaron and Valk are like going to be doing their little show off. While Demir is taking Eitri off, supposedly to the food area, but once they are out of Rahat's view, Demir is just like, go for it.
And he kind of nods thankfully and starts to go over actually towards the Mari Luids and chat with them. All right, but let's see. Who else is going to compete in the ice block smashing? I think Illig Kragenclaw will probably participate in that as well. So Valk, Aaron, and Illig are all set up with blocks of ice. If you'll excuse my my pun of this, Illig is just gonna use his bare hand.
Boo!
Cool.
Boo!
But you each get one attack per turn. Let me just set this up properly. All right, and for the sake of ease, Volk, do you want to roll an attack first?
What are the rules on magic?
No magic, just have to be strong.
Okay. Well, since we're crushing, Pokey Pokey Stick is probably not the best option.
I don't know. Ice picks are pretty effective usually, aren't they?
Sure, why not? That's probably my best roll anyway, as opposed to
Yes.
busting out.
Smash it with your fists, though.
Well, she does have her backup knuckle dusters.
Smash it with your face.
I think that would break a wing.
This is in character, by the way.
I'd break a wing.
It's all part of the process, baby.
So I'm rolling to hit or rolling damage?
Rolling to hit.
27.
That'll hit. I will also note that each block of ice is about a 10-foot cube.
Nice.
So roll damage.
Seven. Lovely. Thank you. D6 for rolling a 1.
All right.
Wait, since I'm using the spear, don't I get the radiant damage as well?
Let me just double check. Yeah, I mean, yes, if it's a magical weapon, the radiant damage would apply. It's just that you're not allowed to smite the block, because that would be cheating.
Okay, so that's a 9.
Okay. Aaron?
Yeah, okay, let's go. He's using. I think my best attack right now is the 9 Life Stealer, but I really don't want to use that right now. So he's just using.
It helps, Sunny. The block of ice is not alive.
I just don't like the energy present there. Oh, also is the block of ice.
You never know.
Okay. That'll be a 27 to hit.
That'll hit.
Twinsies.
Ooh, I rolled pretty decently. And that'll be, I suppose, 13 damage.
All right. Cool. Illig is gonna strike down with his claw. That will hit. And I will note that this guy just looks like a giant polar bear with like shards of ice sticking out from his back. And he talks in a Russian accent.
As all bears do.
Mm-hmm. Does 18 damage to him.
I do. Falk leans over to Aaron. I do believe we're gonna have our asses handed to us by a bear.
Almost certainly.
There is no problem in healthy competition. These all fun games, they say, yes?
Yep.
Volk.
Vervain is off to the side like, get him, Illig, get him!
30.
Yep, roll damage.
14.
All right. Erin.
23.
Roll damage.
14.
All right. And Illig is gonna go. Whoops, I'm gonna throw my dice off the table, I guess. Yeah, that'll hit. Didn't roll as good on damage this time. That's okay. Illig and Erin are about tied at this point. Volk's falling a little behind. Volk, go for it.
Excuse me, Volk is catching up. Her first rolls were shite. 20.
Natural or dirty?
Dirty.
Okay. Yeah, that'll hit. See, this is why I'm making you roll to hit. See if anyone either fails miserably or gets a natural 20.
15.
All right. Erin?
That's a 29 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll do 14 damage again. King of consistency.
All right. Illig's turn. That'll hit. All right. Erin and Illig are still tied.
Ooh.
Volk.
$30.
I'll hit.
Oh. Where did you go, D6?
No, you don't even need that. Don't worry about it.
13 plus 19.
19 damage.
Yep.
All right. Getting there, but it's not quite gone yet. Erin.
Ooh, that is not very good. That'll be a 19 to hit.
Definitely.
Awesome. And that'll also not be great on damage. A 10 damage.
Okay. Getting close. So natural 19 for Illig, but not enough to crit.
Okay. Well,
And Illig completely destroys his ice block, rolling just enough.
yeah.
So he just like takes his like bare claw and just like smashes it down and just like raises his arms in triumph. You guys can continue if you want.
Aaron's
Yes. It's
join
a
into,
competition between Valk and Erin.
Yeah. We could be surpassed by a polar bear, but that doesn't settle our feud. Aaron's gonna briefly join in Lish's Illig chanting when he sees that he's broken the block.
Valk does a salute to Illig and then takes her turn.
All right, roll the hit.
27.
Mm-hmm.
And 16 damage.
Okay. And you do smash it, but I will remind you that like these are all taking place simultaneously. So we'll see if Erin manages to smash his as well.
Mm-hmm.
Erin?
That's a 31 to hit.
For
Ooh,
a
but
split
not-
second, I thought you said a dirty one to hit. I'm like, excuse me.
yeah, he actually rolled a negative 12. And that'll be 9 damage. He rolled badly.
It's still just enough, actually. So you guys more or less. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you guys describe what it looks like as you smash your ice block remain simultaneously?
Well, each time Volk hits with the lightning spear, each crack is lit up by, kind of holy light and whatnot. And then when it finally cracks, it kind of shatters with light, and the piece slides off and thunks into the ground.
Ooh. Aaron's just been, cleaving his axe like he's a, one of the ice block extractors from the start of prison. When wins, he's gonna be cheering, and then he's just gonna jump up and smash his axe down. Not only does he cleave through the last little bit of the block, but his axe goes just the littlest bit into the floor underneath it. And Aaron will
Illig approaches you both and says, "It is good competition."
Mm-hmm.
A fight well fought.
And he reaches a hand to grasp yours, and there's ice stuck to his fur.
It's the handshake meme.
Mm-hmm.
Any of the 3 overly buff handshake memes there are. And then Valk's expect to see you at the caber tossing later.
I intend to be there.
Wonderful.
Rematch.
All right. In the meantime, what's everyone else doing?
I think Lish has just been schmoozing and cheering on the ice champs.
All right.
I think Demir is probably once she's made sure that everyone is off to their activities or whatnot, she'll probably come around and find whoever is watching whatever activities and just hang out, probably with Lish.
All right. There are, as I said, lots of activities. There's cliff racing, there's horse racing, there's the caber toss. I prepared some more flights for the Mari Lewin. There's a pie eating contest, snow people building.
Actually, sorry, I forgot that there were horse races here, even though I have been reminded now 3 times. Demir is going to the horse races.
So, you have your choice of the horses you can pick. They're all the big, floofy ones. But they have different names because I prepared different names. There is Neve, Keenan, and trying to find where I wrote it down. And Duban.
Oh my god.
Can I
They're all
meander
big-
my way over?
Kind of see draft horses.
Yee. Can I meander my way over since the ice blocks are done?
Yeah.
Are you going to bet on some of them?
I was thinking about it. Demir is looking
Oh, no.
and
This is not about betting on horses. This is about riding horses.
So you get to pick a horse to ride?
I was expecting to say big horses.
Demir is like absolutely just petting as many of the horses as she can get her little hands to. I was thinking of betting, probably, on the races. I don't know if it would be appropriate for me to race.
You can if you would like.
Really?
Is there anything stopping you, my dear?
No. Demir,
Which one
like,
is your- He's like, which one is your favorite?
I mean, they're all such beautiful horses. Oh, Demir is looking at all of them.
When you say they're such beautiful horses, Nave looks towards you and says, "Thank you." In common.
I mean, it's true. Can I, Demir is going to, like, offer a little sugar cube from her.
I love one.
She'll extend, and she'll also, like, turn around and make sure that the other horses have gotten sugar cubes as well.
They have sugar cubes too, but they're not talking.
Yeah, but she's definitely just like looking at Nave especially because it's a talking horse.
It's a Feywild. I figure at least one of them would talk.
Yes. Would you mind terribly if I raced with you?
Not at all. That's what I'm here for. Not specifically you necessarily, but for anyone that wishes to.
I think I'll take it. We can give it a shot. It's been a while since I've ridden.
So, I will tell you how this works. Does anyone else wish to race?
Yeah, I think Lish will pick one of the horses out.
Okay.
Maybe choose Keenan Michael Key.
All right. Anyone on the third horse? All right. Sucks to suck then, I guess. So it will just be a competition between Lish and Demir. So there will be 3 laps, more or less, and the one that finishes the third lap wins. You'll be making 3 that represents your overall speed during a race. And, the contestant that has the higher amount of points was the fastest and wins. You have 3 choices for the kinds of check. Firstly, you could make a comm check to see how well your character handles yourself in the saddle. You could make an animal handling check to try to push your horse to the limit, or you can make both a con check and an animal handling check with disadvantage and then add up the results.
Okay. I think I'm going to try animal handling.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that'll be what I do too.
All right. Roll animal handling check. And you can switch between rounds if you like, or between laps.
I got a 17.
Okay.
That's a 10 for me.
All right. So first lap, Lish just takes off with his horse. And Demir, you are too caught off guard by the fact that this is an awakened horse to be like, how far can I push you on this? I don't want to like hurt you, but I also want to win the race. And my husband's super far ahead of me. This isn't fair. Next round.
Demir feels a little awkward about kicking the horse because the horse can talk. One, Jesus Christ!
I got a naughty one.
So second lap, you both got natural. Okay, what can I do with it?
We get so caught up in the thrill of watching each other race horses, we just go and make out.
Lish, you're starting to almost lap Demir on her horse. When your horse starts to kind of like skid on the ice and crash into Demir, and you guys have to kind of like stop and pick yourselves up for the third lap. Again, con check or an animal handling check, or both of them with disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Really know if I want to risk it. I don't know, what should I do? I'm gonna try an animal handling check again and just hope to God I don't fail.
All right.
That's a slightly better, but probably not good enough 13.
Okay.
I got a
Lish.
19.
19. All right. So, just for the sake of adding up the scores, Lish gets a 37 and Demir gets a 24. So, Lish is the winner.
Woo!
Demir is definitely like cheering him on, even though she like very much fails sunned.
That's all right.
It's been a while, like I said.
Well, perhaps next time.
It was lovely racing with you.
Hey, I do hope that next time we don't crash, though.
Yeah, that is more Vervaine's fault. Demir looking over at Lish.
Oh, sure. Sure. Who's had more practice? Tell me that.
Ooh.
You're like a million years old, dude.
Is it
Then it
really such a
wasn't my
crime
fault,
for a
was it?
man to want to be closer to his wife?
So true.
Demir will give Lish a big old kiss for his victory.
Aaron, it's at this point that Rahat approaches you with a cup of hot apple cider.
I thought it was spicy apple cider.
It's both.
Well, the spice
Wow,
is
hot
important
and
for the
spicy apple
jokes.
cider? My god. And I'll be like, "Oh, Rahat, you're here!" And he's just beaming.
Yes, I observed you during the ice crushing contest and thought you would be cold after.
Ah, well, not as cold as Illig, unless he's got some sort of frost resistance. I can't imagine paws on ice is that fun.
He is a giant polar bear. I imagine that he is doing just fine.
You know, that is an excellent point. And Aaron will accept that. Thank you. That is rather considerate.
I have been assured that it is safe to consume for people not of this plane.
That's good. That is always a very good thing to check around here. Have you had training on how to interact with the Fae?
Not particularly. Mostly in Marhaba, we have to worry about creatures such as Jinn rather than Fae.
What did the Jinn do to you? And Aaron looks really just fascinated by this new bit of lore that's been added to his worlds.
They are more of be careful of what you wish for type.
Oh, okay.
Try to enter, or they are not so much like deals such as devils, but if you speak to them, they will pretend to be a humble servant and offer you wishes, but they usually come at great cost. Sort of, I suppose, like hags in a certain way, but they have their own flavor, I suppose.
Yeah, there is a feeling with them. That makes sense. You don't get many free wishes out there in the worlds, from what I've observed.
Oh, but I would not imagine so.
Anyways, yeah, I don't imagine there's gonna be anyone acting up too much here tonight, considering that we are all here with the and Aaron physically stops himself like, wait, shit, I have absolutely no idea what Rahat knows here or what I'm allowed to share. And he's just gonna continue, as I'm pretty sure we all have the current reigning king's blessing.
Don't worry, I have been informed of at least a basic summary of current events.
And Aaron, wipes his brow and is like, I was not looking forward to having to not talk about that all night. Anyways, yeah, here, and he'll
For them to try to make a point of knowing what is going on around.
That is a good practice. And he's gonna rummage around in his bag and say, here, to that end. And then he's gonna pull out his little copy of his book on how to, well, more on types of Fae than how to interact with Fae, but he's added little notes all throughout it about like safe ways to talk to people and offers you should be wary of accepting and phrases you can't say because then you'll be indebted to them, or the reverse. And you'll say, here, might be good to go over in any case.
I will look this over. I appreciate it.
Yeah. If you have any questions on it, I'm happy to walk you through it.
I'm not sure that I will have many questions, but I don't mind walking through the courtyard here with you.
I'm gonna say it's about this point that Aaron, he's been mostly keeping himself fairly composed. That he's just gonna, just like, woo. Just shake it out a little bit.
All right.
If Demir passes within 60 feet of Aaron and Rahat, she's going to just thumbs up Aaron and give him a bardic inspiration.
Oh my god.
Get it! Get it!
All right. Volk, what are you up to?
I imagine I watched a bit of the horse race until the crash happened, laughing, and then proceeded to wander through the crowd and seeing who is all here that I know.
Are you looking for the people you and Demir brought back from the TMP, or are you looking to interact with them, Faye?
Literally the first person that I actually know the name of, I'd be saying hi and chatting with.
I'll tell you what, roll a d10.
That would be a 6.
You get Ulfsey.
Yay, Ulfsey! Dad. Party dad.
Ulfsey has been more or less hanging out with Tobias and Weezy for much of this time. But he is kind of observing the next round of horse racing with some other winter fae that have begun to race on the horses.
Off-sea with all the other characters on autopilot. But yeah, Valk probably does some generic, "Hey, how are yous? It's nice to finally meet you." Toby has... Well, Toby's pretty tight-lipped, but whenever he talks about you, it's always been glowing. How's the new leg treating you?
He's happy to chat with you. I'll tell you what, roll a persuasion check.
Well, fuck. I was gonna be like, oh, I actually have ads to this.
I'll give you advantage.
Advantage. So 14 or 24.
24. Elsie starts telling you some stories about when Tobias was little, when he first adopted him, when they lived together in the woods. And the stories are slightly embarrassing in that sort of parent way.
Pulls out the wallet with all the kid pictures.
Mm-hmm. He's May's hewing it up. All right, Demir and Lish.
he'll go and watch the cliff climbing for a little bit if Demir wants to join him on that. I want to see if I
Yeah.
can convince Aaron Shore to go and do it.
Demir will help with that
just like
adventure.
It's just like old times. It's a little bit different. Smaller cliff.
Persuasion check with advantage.
No,
Aaron
just
Shire,
not you want to climb a rock.
Huh. I've never seen your. Well, I've heard great tale of your feats and impressive abilities, but I have yet to see them in action.
20, non-natural.
All right. He very begrudgingly starts to participate in the next round and, like, basically flies up the cliff before the other contestants can even, like, get, like, too far.
Hell yeah. Just
And
the
when
boy.
14 wins, he just kind of sits down up there and, like, keeps an eye out.
Wow.
Pulls a Hawkeye.
Demir just, wow. You were not kidding.
Nor should I.
At this point, one of the Mariluids approaches you guys and just starts chattering its teeth.
Demir will incline her head.
It's doing that strange sort of floating, bobbing thing that that the one you saw before was doing. You have no idea if this is the same one.
May I help you? Do you need anything?
I merely just wanted to see the new king and queen.
Demir is going to loop her arm in Lish's and just look away.
They'd offer you a toast.
I suppose.
Now, I will note that Mary Lewid does not have any hands, but instead a couple of its ribbons elongate and reach into its cloak and then withdraws like two goblets of hot spiced mead that hands to you. And then it chatters its teeth some more, clearly communicating something, but you have no idea what, and then starts to bob away.
Demir
that
will.
was sweet.
Yeah, Demir will lift her glass a little to the Mariluid as it drifts away and kind of clink her glass with veins and have a little sip. To the Winter King.
The Winter Queen. Perhaps we should go give their entertainment a trial.
Sure.
We'll go
Demir
meander
will.
over to Mary Lewid's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you wish to engage in fighting with them?
Sure.
I don't know if Avery has the brains for it. I'm gonna be real honest. Demir would probably, but I don't know if I have the brain for it.
Just rhyming.
Just rhyming, and you guys can work together on it.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
How about just like 1 or 2 rounds?
Sure.
So, I will just give a quick rundown of the rules again. It's just 2 rhyming couplets. Most likely just kind of insulting the other. No biggie. But one of the Mariluids looks to you first, Demir. Oh, singer of songs with your lute and your cheer, do you dare to match my verses or quiver in fear? Your rhymes may be merry, your tunes sweet and light, but my words cut deeper than steel in a fight. Which I will put in chat.
Let's see. We gotta roast a horse face person.
Let's see. We're looking for rhymes to much. Ooh. That's a good one.
Oh, I like that. I'm really bad at this. My brain.
Brains aren't real on Saturday mornings.
Maybe something about your lute, or your playing.
Loot could be something like give you the boot.
Lute and astute.
Root.
Why did I have
You
to
sound-
go first?
I'm so bad at this.
Maybe it's
doesn't
something like
necessarily- and other members of the party can contribute if they want to.
something like that, maybe. The nice thing is that you can just kind of add to it.
All right. Oh. You mock my playing of the lute, but in the end, your point is moot.
It's not my playing of the lute that got me the king. Something, something, something.
Ring.
That's not how I got this ring.
And lute playing didn't win me the king. Shut the hell up or I'll eat your spleen.
Doesn't have a spleen. Halloween, though. It's a horse skull with ribbons and flowers and a cloth.
I'm sure Laios from Dungeon Meshi would disagree. There's always something that can be eaten on a monster.
Okay, I'm looking for what I'm almost done. I'm sorry. It's taking so long.
Oh, it's
fine.
fun watching you struggle
Suffer?
because it's usually me who's struggling.
I mean, that's kind of the point of writing poetry in real time, right? There is struggle.
Okay, hold on. Here, can I show what I've got so far and maybe you can help? I don't know. I'm really bad at these. I'm really bad at these. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate everything. I don't know. I want to have some. I hate it
That's cute.
all. I hate it all. I'm so bad at this.
It's got to be.
Why it's a group project.
Yeah,
I
maybe
don't
we
know.
start off with that and then end it with the two that I did, so that it ends on a roast.
Ooh, yeah, I like that. So,
Okay, so we start with your two, and then
Also, hey, if you think like this is taking a long time, you should have seen me try to come up with the flights in the first place. Like, I got stuck for a time on Feywild and Mild.
That'll do it.
But tell me your flight.
yeah.
So
Oh, you think your flight was such a slight? You see
All right,
my loot.
you wanna perform it, Avery?
sure. Demir will step up, obviously a lot better than me, because I am not a bard. Why sure I will flight. A chap like you seems like a delight. You see my loot. You are quite astute, for I am a bard on guard. Horses I like, but you not quite as much. Your rhymes lack clarity and bite, just a touch.
You carry your staff like it light as a feather, but I see how you shiver and clutch at your leather. You battle the cold like you battle a flare of bluster and noise, no bite to your glare.
Oh, them's fighting words. That's throwing down the stick.
You don't have to respond if you don't want.
Someone else do it.
Throw a
y-
line out.
Look, I just wanted to make sure you got a chance to engage with them since you were gone when we met with them before.
you think your flight was such a
What you
slight?
fail to
Here you-
understand is that I am very bad at rhyming. Avery is bad at everything.
Not everything. Just most things.
And while people are coming up with rhymes, Max, since you were late, I shall tell you the options. of this first day of the celebration. There's cliff racing, where you climb up an ice cliff. First one to the top wins. Self-explanatory. There's ice block smashing, where you try to shatter a block of ice first. Horse racing, where you get on a horse and you race. There's caber tossing. There's obviously Mari Lwyd flight. There's a pie eating contest. There's a snow people building section. And then there are various treats, including spiced apple cider, mulled wine, sugar plums, roasted chestnuts, candy canes, chocolate oranges, locum, and turkey legs. Then tomorrow is when there will be dancing in fancy outfits and such.
Sounds good. I'll think about what Hawk is most likely to do. I'm not really sure.
Pie eating.
As if.
Just shove it in your gears. Can't get full if you don't have a stomach.
Yeah, I'm going to say you have a lot of empty space inside of you, Hawk. I'm sure you can fill it with pie.
What flavor? Pie flavor.
There are different kinds of flavors available. Mostly fruit. Some meat pies. Some cream. You're allowed to talk out loud, by the way.
Glitter and glitter. Pink.
Baby.
I just noticed the sun. He's so big.
He's a hefty boy. Like, he's healthy, but he's
He's a chonker. A
He's
healthy
large
chonker,
and
but a
charged.
chonker nonetheless.
large and in charge.
Yeah?
Or so he thinks anyway.
It's vibing.
He doesn't realize he's just a little baby with a little raccoon tail. Doesn't want to be acknowledged right now. Yeah, I feel. By the way, it doesn't just have to be Demir that responds. Like, the Mari Lwyd is treating you guys like it's one game.
Oh no, I was thinking that Valk would want to show off the Mari Lwyd since it's, you know, show off the Mari Lwyd to her guest of not familiar with non-hell cultures.
Fair enough.
And also, it's kind of a her culture thing since it happens in where she's from as well.
Wales? Joking aside, yeah. I mean, if you want to hit up the Mari Luid once Lish and Demir is done, Volk, all you.
Yeah, I can show him how it's done.
All right.
Did somebody say they were compiling?
I don't think anyone
Yes,
said
no?
they were. No?
I have like a document with the little lines, but I don't have a composed thing unless we want to go with what Volk put together, but I don't know.
Do that, and then the one that Dev put together at the butt. Like that.
Oh. Yeah, I like that. Do you want to read this one, Lish? Or
Sure, I'll read it. You clitter and clatter, thinking it's a slight. What you fail to realize is that I will win this fight. At least I have hands to clutch. Well, you should maybe say that one.
at least I have hands to clutch the staff. Some ribbons and a skull. You look as if cleaved in half.
You chatter like the jaws of one lost in the snow, but I rule the snowfall and the winter winds below.
All right. Would you like to have that conclude the flight, or do you want to go for more?
I think we're probably set.
Yeah.
All right.
And everybody claps.
Damari Luid chitter and clatter their teeth and produce with their ribbon from within their cloak somehow candied apples for each of you.
Yay! You're so full of treats.
Demir will happily take that.
All right. Volk, you wanted to do the Mari Luids with Nova?
Yeah, when Volk sees Nova, she'll, wave and whatnot and be all like, hey, are you enjoying your visit to the Feywild? Chitter chatter.
It's quite nice. It is different than I had been picturing. It is very cold, but it is not bad at the same time.
I'm from where it's cold, so I'm used to it as long as it's, not the extra powerful stuff we get or you get in here sometimes.
There are so many interesting folk around as well.
Yeah, just as long as, everyone's on their best behavior at the party, but you do have to show a little bit of caution when wandering around the Feywild usually.
I could argue you could use a little bit of caution wandering around anywhere.
Different degrees of caution.
Still, the wings here of the creatures are very sparkly. Like the snow, it is lovely.
I haven't been to all the courts, but I would certainly say I'm fondest of the winter so far.
And you have allies here, do you not?
Yeah, Demir and Vervain lived here previously, and so know a variety of people. After all, this is a celebration of getting Vervain back his throne, so.
Of course.
Oh, have you ever heard of the Mary Lewid?
I can't state that I have.
No biggie. There are actually a people here, but when I was a kid, the adults would go around doing the same flighting games that the Mary Lewids do.
I see.
You said you did performance previously?
I am quite good at performing in different ways.
Well, then I imagine you'd kick ass at flighting. Come on, I'll show you.
Well, I can give it a try. Let me see. You approach the Mary Lewis. They begin to engage you in fighting. Oh, Marta, so clumsy, you're frost in your hair. You stumble through magic like you've got not a care. This festival's grand, but you're dull as the snow. Shall we test if your wit is as bright as your glow?
Okay. More so comely with frost in your hair. Excuse me, I don't have hair.
Yeah, but Nova does.
True.
That's my contribution, or I guess Nova's.
That is a good line.
For whether in shadow, storm, or fire, we rise, we endure, we climb even higher.
That's also a really good line.
For winter may whisper and fame may deceive, but nothing can.
I think my line and then the first line you suggested would be our opener. Excuse me, I have frost in my feathers. You'd see that if you weren't a horse without weathers. You think you're so clever, so wicked, so grand, but your wit is as sharp as a butter knife in my hand.
Your noses are red, your fingers like ice. You shamble and stumble, not once, but twice. Did you come here for mirth or just for disgrace? For winter is more graceful than your clumsy pace.
That's a good one.
You weave little whispers, you dance in your jeer, but when true trials come, will you still stand here?
That's a good one. I'll talk of earth and grace.
Step lightly, my friend, for if you should fall, I'll carve you in verse and make fools of you all.
Oh, unfortunately, face. You talk of mirth and grace, all fluster from a horse without face, and not how you stumble, but that you try again. Jen, then. I need something that rhymes with again.
Again, then, Ben.
Something that you've ever been.
Ren.
Ben.
Rain. I don't know. The rhyming dictionary is not very good here. Because they're saying rain and pain rhyme with again. And I'm like,
Depends upon your accent, I suppose.
again, I guess.
Again in Vervain.
Vervain. Arcane.
Sustain. Change. Refrain.
Wolfsbane.
Terrain.
Ooh, I really like the Vervain. And then if we...
Well, so does Demir. Lane.
And then if we use these two, that gives us a double round. Oh, no, a double round. Oh, come on, you can do it. Come on, Tech. And then we can do a double round to win.
All right. Do you want to say this one or should Nova?
I can say the first half, and then Nova could take the second half.
Sure.
You talk of mirth and grace, all bluster from a horse without a face. It's not how you stumble, but that you try again. For it is by our effort that crowned Vervain.
You weave little whispers, you dance and you jeer, but when true trials come, will you still stand here? Step lightly, my friend, for if you shall fall, I'll carve you in verse and make fools of you all. And with that, the Marilu would chatter their teeth and produce the candy apple for you both.
I suppose Valk would do kind of like a gentle, like, clap on the back type of, like, side arm, congrats, hug thing. It was like, that was one hell of a line.
Oh, well, thank you. I do have some knowledge in the arts.
Anyway, shall we take our our prizes and go see what other delights we can find?
She holds out her arm for you to take.
I wrap arm around it and tinker apple with mine and take a bite.
All right. Is there anything anyone else would like to do at the festival?
Well, Hawk hasn't had an opportunity to do anything.
Eating contest.
Hawk, would you like me to go through the options again?
I think he's still away. Oops.
Yeah, it's fine.
Rip.
We'll give him a moment.
I love the Mary Lewis.
They're delightful. They're so much fun.
Now, if we can find someone doing some liar's dice, Bulk will be set.
Let's see. I will say while we're waiting for Max to come back, that Lazy and the kids are having lots of fun trying all the different kinds of food. You can see Echo with a turkey leg that seems almost too big for her that she's just devouring. And there's Egress with one of the chocolate oranges, and Lazy showing him how to smack it to break it open.
I think
what's
Aaron
up?
would go over and just be hanging out with them.
All right. Lazy's just kind of talking to you about how the kids have been making good progress at school, and they've been making sure to keep up on their homework. And actually, Miss Nova's been helping them a bit with their Infernal, because they don't get much of an opportunity to practice with anyone other than just me. So that's pretty nice.
Aaron will respond to that in Infernal. Oh my god, that's so great!
I know, right? Well, I mean, I'm sure they'd love to chat with you too when things have cooled down a little bit. I'm sure things are exciting out in the field here.
a lot of interesting challenges to do. And he'll shoot her a message, just like, man, I've missed having the kids around, and you, of course.
I miss y'all too. And she leans over and just kisses your cheek.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Hawk doesn't get to do anything at the festival, I guess. The evening winds to a close. Festival starts to be cleaned up a little bit. Are there any final things anyone would like to do and talk about before we move on to the next chapter of the celebration?
Well, can I still have a standing rematch with Illig?
All right, let's do it then. So for the Caver Toss, You have 3 tries to throw a wooden log as far as you can. The throw in distance is counted only if the log lands upright.
Ooh. I like that. That being said, I think Lars is out right now.
That's fine. Even Illig can go first. So how this works is players will make an athletics check. The result of that check is an amount of feet the log travels. Immediately after that, the player must succeed on a dexterity check with DC equal to the contestant's athletic check result -5 to land the log upright. Contestants that throw the log the farthest win.
Ooh, I like that a lot.
Oh,
I
we're
like that it
doing
gets
the
harder
caber
and harder
tossing?
to land it
Yep.
wherever it goes.
Assuming you wanted to participate still with Illig and Erin.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wait a second. I have a funny idea. I think we should maybe even the odds, and I can try out a new spell I got.
No spells. This is just strength-based.
No, I mean I can use enlarge on me and Aaron to be the same size as Blithig. So
I mean, if you want to cheat, sure.
okay, or we could just play.
Well, let's just play straight.
Well, straight.
Yeah.
All right. Volk, athletics check.
I am double checking something real quick. If Aaron could go first.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I can do
Erin, athletics check.
that. That is not very good. That'll be a 17.
All right.
And
Your dex check.
18.
All right. So you're able to throw the log about 17 feet ahead of you and land it upright in the first round.
Woo!
Your leg turns. Let's see. So he manages to throw 24 feet, but let's see if he can make the dex check. He does not. It falls down, so that one does not count. Bulk.
I have a channel divinity for specifically this type of situation, but I don't know if that would count as cheating.
You're supposed to use raw strength here, not like any special powers. Like,
I
if we're
know.
using special powers, I can have Illig, like, have cold breath and freeze it into place to make sure it doesn't fall over.
That's kind of hilarious.
Honestly, a second round where the gloves come off would be pretty fucking fun. Okay, so it's an athletics check and then a dex check? I missed the numbers.
Athletics check and then a dex check to see if it stays upright.
Nat 20 on the athletics for a 24.
Nice.
Woo!
And then the dex check is 19.
19 just makes it stand up. All right. Next round.
Aaron's
Volk
clapping
fucking
and cheering
goes,
for that
"Raw!"
performance from Volk.
and then winks at Nova.
All right, Aaron.
Ooh. So the fun thing about that one was that it was a nat one.
So who do you clobber with the log? Or do you drop it on your own foot?
Roll a d4.
Three.
3. It lands on Volk.
Yeah, I'm gonna say,
He gets
Aaron,
real
Aaron,
funny
you know.
and start like flexing at Nova instead of Longbow.
Aaron sees Volk showboating for Nova and is like, "Ooh, I should do the same for Rahat. Where's Rahat at?" And then he like whips around to look for Rahat and just completely lets go of the log and it flies into Volk.
Dude! Dude!
So Volk, you take 3 damage.
Like, so
Bludgeoning.
you can see a bruise beginning to form on like the side of face, and then just steam erupts from it as I use some of my inborn healing to instantly just cure the 3 hit points. But it's just like, dude.
Aaron says in Celestial, "Pride goeth before a fall."
I think you got the fall covered for both of us. Also in Celestial.
It just gives a hearty laugh and throws his next log. It's about 17 feet and stays upright this time. Woo! Your turn. Volk.
Oh, sorry. My second throw would be a 21.
All right.
And Dex is 10.
That falls over.
But still a pretty good distance, and I already landed an amazing one.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I mean,
Well, that'd be hard to
good
beat.
distance, but unfortunately does not count if the log falls over.
Well, the first one didn't.
All right. Last round, Erin.
Woo! Let's see if there's any possibility of redeeming myself.
No.
Not really, no, that was bad. 14.
All right. And your dex check.
23.
Yep, stays upright.
Woo!
All right. Let's see. Illig. Gets it 22 feet. We will see if he stays upright. Perfect. 22 feet. Volk.
Last throw is a 14 with a 21 Dex.
Stays upright. All right. So Volk, since you got it the furthest, you win this round. Illig approaches and gives you another one of those like muscle handshakes. That was good round.
Yeah, it was a very enjoyable round. But I see we happen to have a tie going on. Would you perhaps be interested in another round of caber tossing, but this time the gloves come off?
There's no tie.
Well, he won the ice, and then I won the caber. So
Well, I would not say no to another round.
Another round this time with magic and all our skills. Do a little bit of extra something to entertain the crowd.
I don't see why not.
Hey, Aaron, do you want in on this?
Yeah, I'm game. And then he's going to message Volk. Man, if I'd known you were gonna win, I would have hit you harder.
Valk does a nod his direction, at which point she claps her chest, and there's a quick burst of magic as she uses not just enlarge on herself, but Aaron also gets hit with the enlarge as well, because I am a sorcerer and can do that now.
Woo! Twinning.
All right.
Okay, what does that do?
Volk, I'd like you to roll a athletics check.
I am double checking what all buffs I'm gonna give myself. Yeah, large double done in all that way, multiple A, the growth. Okay, and then I also use my other ability to get advantage on stuff. Okay, so let's see. I can lift twice as much weight. And I have advantage on strength stuff and acrobatic checks. I'm assuming all the cabers are the same size, or are there some bigger cabers? Okay. So Valk, now large size and big woman with and then in addition to growing larger afterwards, she kind of starts glistening with holy light kind of hidden along her contours of her muscles and the slight gleam of sweat from the previous round. And here's her first toss. And I cocked both the dice. That would be a... Wait, does this have to be athletics, or can I be using a strength check for this?
Nope, it's athletics.
Okay, that would still be a 18.
Okay. And for your dex check?
Pair of 19, so 23.
All right. Aaron?
Yeah.
You're out digging.
He's huge. And
large.
he's going to pop out Arnold real quick. And I think Arnold would also come out at that size. So Aaron seems a little genuinely shocked that Arnold is so big right now. And he'll get to it. DM, if I throw in one of Arnold's extra push that Aaron can throw onto his attacks, can I add that push to the log throw?
Sure.
Ooh. Alrighty, this is gonna be fun then. So Aaron and Arnold are both throwing the caber simultaneously. And first will be a 27
Okay.
And then, let's see. So
Need a
that's a
dex check.
27 on the die. Then it's got the push. I'm kind of inclined to say that since the pushing attack is, push, they make a strength saving throw. I'm inclined to say that I need to make a strength saving throw to get the Arnold push. Does that make sense?
Yeah, maybe.
to
Yeah.
you? All right. So let me try that. That's a lot because I'm enlarged. All right, that's a 28 on the saving throw to push it an extra 10 feet.
All right.
And let's see how it lands. Oh, thank God I rolled well on that. And that's a 28 on landing it upright.
Falls down.
So Aaron and his giant fucking ghost just toss this thing into space.
You would have had to get a 32.
Yeah. It's just skidding everywhere.
All right. Your legs turn. A natural 20.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
9. And let's see if he can get the. Yeah, okay. It lands upright at 24 feet.
Woof.
Damn.
Vox.
I am seeing if there's anything else I can add to this. I don't think so. Unless if I can throw it like a literal spear, but I think that doesn't work for caber tossing. Anyway, because you gotta have the caber flip is part of the form. So here's my second throw. And that is a 16 on athletics. And
Right.
Cock. 9 on 10 on dex.
That falls over, I'm afraid. Erin.
Yeah. Trying to see if there's anything else I can throw in here. If I threw in a superiority die precision attack, could I add that die to my athletics?
Sure.
I would more argue that would be for making it land because precision, but
Making it land in the exact way I want it to. That being facing upright. That's a type of precision.
I'll tell you what, can you read it to me?
Oh, it doesn't do anything like this. When you make a weapon attack against a creature, you can expend one superiority die to add it to the attack roll. You can use this ability before or after making the attack roll, but before any of the effects of the attack are applied.
In that case, I'm going to say no, because that's not related to anything.
No, not at all.
This is an
Alright.
athletics.
In that case, he actually rolls fairly bad on the original throw. That'll be a 13.
Okay.
I'm still using the Arnold push, even though it's probably going to make it fall. Because whatever, we're doing go big or go home today on the specific rounds. Alright, and that is a 20 save on Arnold pushing it. And then my athletics is not great. No, 19.
Okay. And your dex check?
It was 14 plus 10. So
For-
24.
Yeah, that'll stay upright then.
Woo!
All right. Illig's turn. Gonna throw my dice off the counter again.
Volk does the fucking Macho Man and clap with Aaron after that throw.
It's just Arnold who gets you back. Aaron is too focused.
All right. He throws it pretty far, but it does not stay upright. Last round.
I'm first in the order, right? I've completely forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I was rolling better not enlarged. That would be a 13 athletics.
Okay.
And a 20 dex.
Now stay upright. Aaron.
So I'm 3 for 3 on upright at least.
Okay. He'll get a 11. A dirty 20 for distance.
All right.
And he does not succeed at Arnold pushing it this time.
Okay.
And he gets a 25 on landing it upright.
Yep. That'll stay up. Last but not least, Illig.
Illig!
Wait. Okay. He throws it pretty far. We have our winner.
Valk straight up does the Armstrong handshake with Illig.
All right. He accepts.
Pleasure competing with you.
Yes, we will have to do again sometime.
Aaron's gonna go up and say, soundly trounce us, I think we owe you a drink.
I would love drink. They
And
have
Aaron.
meat we can get. Do not get their wine.
Get some
Exactly.
like absinthe style like vodka liquor.
All
A
right.
barrel for Illig.
Mhm.
Hawk, you were saying you were going to do the Snow People building. Hawk dead again?
I hardware muted my mic, that's on me. Okay, yeah, that seems like the thing that he would be most likely to do, so.
All right. Performance check.
Okay. Forget what his performance
Which activity is this one?
Snowman.
Do you want to build a snowman?
I didn't fish my rollies. I'm just gonna go with this one.
If you build them well enough and most as lifelike as you can, they'll come to life actually though. So be careful.
It's true.
It's okay, I only have a +3 to this, so it's probably not likely.
If you build it, they will come, parentheses, to life.
So about that, that's a 19.
All right. Let's see if anyone did any better. Because the one at the that's best built at the end of the day will come to life.
Oh.
All right. You got a 19, you said? What does your snowman look like?
Okay. That's a good question, actually.
Is Hawk gonna be a father?
First he builds himself, now he builds a snowman.
Exactly. My
A snow
mechanist-
son.
Snow mechanist son.
I name him Hawk Junior Snowson.
I name him Bob.
What does he look like, though?
I'm thinking about that. I didn't think I'd get this far. Shit. You know what? I think Hawk would probably just like make the human version of himself, as best as he can. Sort of like getting the first rough humanoid shape down. Then like carving out things, and then like eventually he remembers, oh right, the pixies braided the hair this way, and then he starts like very carefully taking a stick and like etching in little like cross pleatings down the back of the over and down the back of the head. And I think he'd go with just like a snow copy of the plate that he's wearing. Very smoothed down. Sort of like looking like a medium armored snow knight, let's say. The kind of figure that kind of feel right at home as a piece of snow art in the Scandinavian village somewhere.
So
Alright.
he's a snite.
Snite.
So you build this snowman while these various contests are going on. And eventually the party starts to kind of wrap up. People are getting ready for the next phase. Parties don't really ever stop here in the Feywild, but you've at this point moved on to other endeavors, watching different competitions. And then eventually something taps you on your shoulder and you turn around, it's your snowman.
He looks very surprised and at first, and he's like, hold still, I missed a spot, and like smooths out a rough edge on the cheek with his finger. There we go.
And it can't really talk. It'll go,
You're welcome?
then just gives you a hug and walks away.
Oh.
You've become a father. Congrats.
Oh no.
They grow up so fast.
Oh my god.
How much of the
Weird
party
for
sees this?
For the Wild Roses, man.
I will say that, you know what? If you want to try to see it, roll a perception check.
Oh yeah, Valk sees it. 20.
Does an 18?
Yes.
Oh fuck. Valk just straight up claps Hawk on the back and congratulations, you're a father.
Help.
Zamir is going to send a little minor illusion, like, congratulations on your, like, beautiful boy. Little, like, sparkly, like,
E-card greeting.
message. Yeah, exactly, an e-card greeting, basically, to Hawk.
He's just sort of like slack neck, sort of just like gazes back at me like, really?
You're a father now. You have responsibilities. It's a big step in the world.
Boy. Snowhawks!
Rolling.
I didn't even know it was a football team.
Oh my
My
god.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Now that Hawk has become a father, any final things to accomplish before we move on to the next phase of the party?
Of all the party members to have accidentally become a parent during this party, I would argue Hawk was the bottom of the list.
No, absolutely.
I feel like that though comes around and goes for a full circle till he becomes the top of the list of unintentionally.
It's always the one you
Someone-
least suspect.
Oh, fuck.
He's been frantically painting, and he's gonna hand Hawk a little balloon, that says, "Is it a boy or a girl?" on it. Does Hawk pop the balloon?
It's the snowman.
I don't know.
If he doesn't for a few minutes, Aaron's gonna be like, "You're supposed to pop it."
With what?
Just punch it or something. I don't know.
She'll like firmly
Shoot it with
squeezes
an
both
arrow.
hands.
Stab it with an arrow.
What arrow?
Fuck. Here, have my.
Use your sword!
Aaron's gonna hand Hawk his axe.
And my axe.
You can't just like
Here.
against the blade.
The balloon is full of snow. Not colored snow either, just snow. It's a snowman!
All right. As I said, parties in the Feywild don't really stop, but you guys do eventually find rest one way or another. And by the time that you are finished, the ballroom of the Winterfey Palace has now been set up for the dance. Let me actually switch the music for this if I can find the right one. It's been a little bit. I'll find it in a moment. Oh, here we go. The ballroom of the Winterfey Palace, while under the rule of Fiola, had been kind of dim and heavy with silence, now burst with lights and motion, alive once more with the magic of winter's joy. The vast chamber, carved from the glacier's heart, gleams with renewed brilliance, crystalline walls reflecting countless shades of icy blues, silvers, and soft whites. Where once the chandeliers flickered weakly, they now blaze with enchanted frost fire, casting dancing ribbons of luminescence across the polished ice floor, which shimmers like a frozen lake beneath the stars. Intricate frost patterns spiral across the domed ceiling, kind of shifting and reshaping like delicate snowflakes caught in a gentle breeze. The grand windows, carved from flawless ice, now glow with an ethereal light, revealing the tundra meadow beyond, dusted in fresh snow with the aurora-lit sky. The cold no longer bites, and instead invigorates, crisp and refreshing like the first snowfall of the season. Music swirls through the air, light and lilting, played upon unseen instruments of ice and wind. Fey dancers glide effortlessly across the mirrored floor, their laughter like the chiming of distant bells. Their gowns and cloaks ripple like snowfall caught in a winter's gust, woven from silken frost and adorned with glistening holly berries and silvered pine needles. Garlands of frost-kissed ivy and shimmering mistletoe spiral around the pillars, their enchanted leaves twinkling as if dusted with stardust. The ice sculptures, once solemn and still, now shift and twirl in place, reflecting that joy has returned to the palace. The far end of the ballroom, a great arch of woven frost and evergreen boughs stand proud, its silver berries glowing softly as a symbol of winter's magic. once muted echoes of forgotten merriment have been replaced with the warmth of celebration. The Fae move as though they are part of the season itself. Each step a gust of swirling snow, each twirl a hush of falling flakes. This is not the cold, lifeless winter of slumber, but the vibrant, glimmering heart of the season. The winter court alive in all its crystalline splendor, in a kingdom reborn beneath the aurora's watchful glow. It is not just members of the winter court that are present either. By this point, members or representatives of some of the other courts have made their arrival. Either messengers from the courts themselves, should the Archfey in question be too busy to attend in person, but still wishing to welcome Lish back among them. For example, Vervain, as you are attend the ballroom, you see Queen Attendant Cobweb of the Summer Court approach you. Her long dark hair has been released from her buns and now cascades down her back. Her gown is a masterpiece of delicate but kind of dark elegance, sweeping dress woven from the finest threads of shadow and silk, bodice laced with intricate patterns that mimic the delicate symmetry of a spider's web. Tiny pearls like dewdrops caught in morning light cling to filigree like strands, shimmering with every subtle movement. Her clear, shiny wings are folded against her back as she informs you that Lady Titania is quite looking forward to your upcoming visit.
You got deals to upkeep.
Oh, yeah.
So, everyone here is dressed very finely, very elegantly. They've got lots of very fancy Fae clothing made out of shit like spider webs and flowers and snowflakes. What are you all wearing?
I think Lish is wearing kind of just these beautiful dark navy kind of dress robes, and they have this like effect on them of depth, like looking deep into like icy layer of frozen light. If you just like catch a glimpse of them, you can see like just the layers of ice kind of shimmering on the fabric itself. And he's got kind of a crown of exaggerated brambles on his head, woven through with ice. It's simple, but a statement.
Volk, what are you wearing?
Bulk has decided to ditch her usual, masculine military garb and is going more feminine today, but still that air of, yeah, she could murder you. And I decided to go with this look. So she's wearing her usual headdress with the swoopy face covering and a plunging dress that, no, not the gun. The plunging dress that Demir was so helpful to find, but paired with a long coat and scarf that Valk found to be more comfortable in it, and a metal collar that kind of matches her headdress and helps with the width of the garments, like in the picture I put in the chat, but no gun.
Aaron, what are you wearing?
Yeah, so Aaron's taking the opportunity to raid Amir's closet. Yeah.
Oh, she fully opens her closet to the entire wild roses.
Yeah. and he's found a short little dress with heavily starched points at the bottom and long draping sleeves and an affect of pine needles all throughout it. So when he received his dress, it was entirely in dark green. And he has spent significant time with his magic paints, painting white snowfall and little blooming flowers all over it. And because this is all magic paint, the snow seems to fall down and settle on all of the pine needles in the design of the dress. And every time that he shakes around, the snow all flies off and then takes some time to settle back down again on it.
All right. Demir, what are you wearing?
So Demir has like a pure white fur stole that's kind of wrapped around the bodice of her dress. The skirt is long and white and elegant. It seems almost to be made out of like, you know, when ice freezes and it becomes that like hard white like form to it. That's kind of what her dress looks like it's made out of, except at the end where it's like it's been basically hugging her curves in that way, and then at the end it flares out and seems to be like a snow drift basically. She's got like a diamond collar around her neck and around her waist. Um, and her hair has been piled up with white snowdrops that she has 100% let Vervain put in her hair, along with her new crown. And so she looks very much like a snowdrift, basically.
Hawk, what are you dressed like?
I had an idea a while back, but I don't know what to use for like the long skirt I was gonna use. I'm not sure if Demir would have anything in her wardrobe that really fits him.
It all fits
That's the fun thing about fake clothes. You just put them on and magically they fit.
Fair enough.
And we can just have something made for you pretty quick, so.
True. I don't know. My creative bones are hurting today, unfortunately. Well, I don't know the specifics of the skirt, but in a very bold move, Hawk was going to go shirtless.
Hey, do it.
Yeah, like when I linked a picture of Geese Howard a week or two ago, I was not kidding. Hey, let me go find it again. I'll just grab a new picture, actually.
Or you can search for images in whatever chat it was.
Or I can search an image of the name on Google. That works.
Oh, excellent.
I see you have joined the Toddies Out gang.
Sometimes you gotta.
But yeah, he basically, well, Lish was very interested in the visuals and mechanics of what I even am. So why not give the entire Winter Court a little treat? It's not like there's anything to see there anyway.
And finally, I would like to ask Vervain and Demir how they have dressed Levy and Tobias.
Oh,
Well,
I
I
mean,
know what
Avery might have a better idea.
I had an idea for Levy, which is she is going to be dressed in like the colors of the aurora. So she has like the green ribbon running through her dress and the purple ribbon running through her dress, but the fabric itself is black. So when she moves, the colors dance across like a night sky. And of course, it's like embroidered, it's got like diamonds and sparkly, gorgeous things in it. So it really looks like when Levy is moving, like she's dancing among the stars and the aurora. And it's probably like a really nice like whatchamacallit, swirly dress because we love a girly girl moment and we have to have the girly girl moments of swirling your dress. I didn't have anything in special mind for
I feel like if we
Toby.
get Toby in like a real smart looking suit kind of outfit. I'm
Something that
also
matches Levy, I imagine.
Yeah, and I think too,
Yeah.
getting him like a really nice coat that has along the seams and the cuffs, it's fur lined. And so he's just got this like really cool accent of like fur kind of puffing up from the collar and the lapel and the cuffs and the seams all kind of little furred out.
All right. So as the party begins, there are various people showing up at different times, of course. And as I mentioned, some from different courts. Many of which you, of course, recognize, Vervain. You see Lady Shinoi, of the Autumn Court, wearing a elegant kimono stitched from the leaves of a purple plum tree, and a parasol on her shoulder that's cloaking her entire form in shade. You see Duchess Nem of the Winter Court, who has returned. You see Sir Pip of the Red Groves of the Autumn Court, who is an awakened squirrel with a reddish-brown fur and a healthy tail, and little tufts of fur at the tips of his ears. But the only thing that's suggesting an otherworldly presence to him is the fact that he's wearing a little olive green vest for the occasion.
Ooh, dressing up.
You can see a centaur from the Night of Stars, Lord Thalos Night Dancer. And there are a few members of, a couple of animal lords have sought to make their presence known, such as the Bear King himself, and as well as some smaller archfey of other courts, such as His Rippling Majesty of the Court of Rivers. You can also see the Queen of Stone of the Court of Mountains being accompanied by a broad-shouldered bugbear, as well as Lord Kainoa Storm of the Court of Coral, all of whom I can provide more in-depth descriptions for if you decide to talk to them. But someone that stands out to all of you is a beautiful woman who drifts through the ballroom like the first breath of spring after a long, bitter winter. Her hair, if it can be called that, is a cascade of gold-hued moss and delicate leaves, shifting with the movement of an unseen breeze. Tiny curling tendrils frame her face, while her crown, which is a living masterpiece of intertwined budding branches, arches gracefully from her head. And from it blooms a breathtaking array of blossoms, a rainbow of petals unfurling as if kissed by morning light. There's roses, violets, primroses, and orchids that have all been woven together in an ever-changing display of nature's beauty. Their fragrance subtle yet intoxicating. Her eyes are nothing short of mesmerizing. Depending on the angle, they shift in hue, sometimes a deep, tranquil green, like the forest glade, other times a warm amber flickering in the candlelight, or brilliant blue like the endless sky. In the dim glow of the chandeliers, they glisten like dew, reflecting the flicker of light as if they contain an entire spectrum of colors. Her gown is spun from petals and fine silk flowing like liquid in sunlight. The fabric, though impossibly soft, carries the texture of flower petals, smooth in one moment, slightly rippling like the veins of a leaf in the next. And there are shades of soft pastels, lavender, peach, pale gold, and sky blue that kind of blend together seamlessly, shifting with each turn of her body as though the dawn itself has been woven into her attire. She does not walk so much as glide, her bare feet hovering just above the ground but never quite touching, assisted by the delicate fluttering of her wings, iridescent and paper-thin, like those of a blue spring azure butterfly. She moves as if gravity has no claim over her. And she makes her way over to you as you recognize Queen Ethria of the Spring Court.
Yee. My goodness, she's so ostentatious. She's so extra even amongst all the other extra.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. But she makes her way over to you and says, Lord Vervain, it is so lovely to see you. And she'd like to give you a big kiss if you allow her.
Yeah, that's fine. He'll kind of hold his arms out for a hug, and she comes in for the kiss, and he's like,
hugs
okay.
And just kisses you right on the lips. Oh, it is so wonderful to see you again, darling.
I'm so glad to be home. I'm glad that you were able to come.
You won't believe how pleased we were when we saw that wolf messenger that you sent. Oh, I'm so glad that you got that incredibly boring woman out of the way.
Yes, out of the way. Things are settling back to where
dead.
they
It doesn't matter which. It's so wonderful to see you, and I was so delighted to hear that not only were you back, but that the Winter Court was throwing a party finally.
Oh, yes. The halls were very dead, as you can imagine. Far too long.
Well, I'm happy to do my part in livening them up again.
Oh, what did you have in mind? Just your presence, of course, is party enough.
Of course. I'll never say no to some dancing, a little food, music, and entertainment. And she kind of like waves her hand, and like a little extra couple flowers pop up in your crown. She looks towards you. Hello, darling.
Towards Demir.
Demir, yeah.
Has Demir been here the whole time?
Sure.
I assume you're hanging out with your husband.
That's true. Yeah, so I just watched this bitch come up and kiss my husband.
Oh, it is so lovely to meet you. I've heard so much about you. And she leans over to kiss you, too. If you accept, consent to speak.
I don't think Demir has the wherewithal to like be like, no, I don't think that was what she was expecting. So,
all right.
I guess
she kisses you, and you get a little bit of a contact high.
Yeah. All
you
right.
feel light and fluttery, like you want to run through a meadow of flowers.
Oh. uh, it's lovely to make your acquaintance. Demir is going to very pointedly step to Vervain's side and put her arm through his and just, you can call me Demir. I am Vervain's wife.
Oh, it's such a pleasure to meet you. As I said, I've heard so much about you, and of course, the rumor mill does not do you justice. And she waves her hand, and now you have flowers in your hair too.
Already
Um,
did, but thank you very much.
Even more. Vane will say, "Have you brought your partner and children along with you, or is it just yourself this evening?"
Well, I did bring along Lady Lebedi, but just the two of us this evening. My partner's keeping track of things back at home. I'd love for you to come visit, you and your latest little thing here. She smiles at you, Demir, and clearly there's no like ill intent behind her words. Like she does see you as like she sees you as a mortal, but also like she's kind of interested in what your whole deal is.
I mean, truth be told, I am a little curious what sort of rumors you have heard of me. It's been a time.
Well, I've only heard what most anyone has heard, that Vervain here, she kind of elbows him in almost kind of like, this is my little brother's girlfriend I'm getting to meet kind of way. It's like, I've heard that Vervain brought an immortal bride, and that she spent some time here in the Winter Court trying to escape before she vanished along with Vervain, and then that bitch took over.
Well, that's more or less correct.
Rumor mill never does me wrong, darling. Well, pleasure again to see you both. I intend to mingle a little bit while we're here. It is not often these days that the Winter Court has thrown such a large soiree. I intend to make the most of it.
Enjoy yourself.
And with that, she
You're
kind of
welcome
just
in our home.
flutters off in her
Bounces off.
like fancy, dramatic way.
And Vane will kind of crook his head to Demir and just be like, "I will have to make sure that we have some servants following her so she does not try to make winter spring."
Is she normally like that? So
What is normal?
so forward. Demir is going to just kind of like put her like a little hold on him, just kind of scoot a little closer and like reach up and turn his head so she can kiss him very pointedly.
He'll give her a kiss, and he'll just kind of chuckle and say, "She is very happily married. I hope that you know."
She certainly seems it.
When she and her spouse got together, the spring court just was a bloom, and she has been awfully, what's the word? She's been awfully occupied with one partner for the most part since then. They are quite in love.
happy for them, I suppose.
Mm.
May they stay happily in love.
You got your kiss too.
But I much prefer this one. Demir will kiss him again.
I'll take Demir and go kind of mingle her in with some of the people that I've known the longest. Monsieur
Alright.
Squirrel and others.
Introduce me around. I want to meet everyone.
All right. What are the rest of you doing? Is there anyone in particular you'd like to seek out?
We'll say that as soon as getting started, Aaron is going to seek out Hawk.
He's sort of just sitting around watching the congregation.
And Aaron is going to run up to you at almost full speed. Both of his hands just clutching his ears. And as he goes, he shoots a message at you. Like, Hawk, help, emergency.
So just like looks over, staring.
And Aaron's gonna skid to a stop in front of you. And just go like, Hawk, I need your help.
What's wrong?
Little bit out of breath. Well, I've got these, I was trying to get them set up and I thought they were fine, but they're not working and and he's going to take his hands off of his ears. And you can see that in each of them, he's got one of the silver pine cones that he purchased at the curio shop before coming in. And they have an absolute mess of wire just tangled around them. And he's gonna say, I was trying to get them to attach into my earrings so I could have like little like pine cone earrings, but they're not working at all, and they were kept on falling out, and I think I embarrassed myself.
Okay, hold on. Calm down. Can I see them?
And he'll hand over the pine cones.
All right. So he's gonna start by like unwinding most of it. He's going to very carefully ring most of it, starting with the middle around, just like the top of the pine cone, just underneath it. Then fashion that into a hook by carefully winding it together. All right, here's one.
He'll put that up in his ear and kind of shake it around to test it.
And then he does the other one too while Weird tests that.
Oh my god, thank you so much, Hawk. You're a lifesaver. This would not have worked without. And he's gonna step in and he's gonna give you the biggest hug.
He's like he kind of half expected this. He's not as startled as he otherwise would be, but he does sort of like hug back and sort of like pat a shoulder twice. Just like, I'm just glad to help.
And as Aaron pulls away from Hawk, he's just going to, feel Hawk's bare this against his skin, and go, oh!
It's very cold. Sorry, you cut
Went all
out
out,
there.
didn't you?
Sorry, what did you say? You like, cut out for the first half of that.
Oh, sorry. He'll say that you look really good, and then he'll say you really went all out for this, and then he winks a little because that is a pun.
Mm-hmm. Well, yes. Lesh seemed very interested in what I was when we first met, if you remember. And so I figured, why not give the rest of the court a little bit of a curiosity? Get their imaginations running. And maybe running a little less.
He's gonna look around at, the very hodgepodge inhabitants of this court and beyond that are at this party. And he'll say, I think everyone is bringing something interesting to the table. Pays to advertise what yours is.
Well, it's a little strange having, well, rather inviting more eyes on me than normal, but I thought it was a good idea.
I don't get the sense that anyone around here is terribly judgy of one's particular physical origin.
And for that, I'm quite grateful.
Why, just today I've seen a new person created out of snow.
I really hope I'm not expected to have custody or anything.
What? You don't want kids? Mhm.
Echo and Negris aren't even mine, and I think they're quite enough.
No, come on. Echo and Egris and Volk's got Sniv. And you should get in on it.
I don't know. I feel like keeping the living snow from melting is probably quite the ordeal.
We would need serious enchantments, I think. I think Vervain could probably do something. I don't know, but
I think it'll be fine.
I doubt that you're expected to to do much with him. Well, you've done a good turn, and I believe that standard Fey etiquette would dictate that means I am obligated to ask you for the next dance.
Hawk sort of like looks past Aaron's shoulder, looks for Rahat, I think her name was. Is she around?
She is around. Would you like me to describe what she's wearing?
Yes, please.
Her attire kind of consists of a shimmering like two-piece ensemble with like the deep kind of warm hues of a desert sunset. It's like saffron gold and burnt orange and little hints of crimson. The top is a fitted like sleeveless bodice crafted from fine silk and embroidered with delicate patterns kind of reminiscent of shifting sand dunes. There's gold filigree accents that swirl across the fabric like windswept grain, steadily kind of reinforcing the art style of Marhaba. There's a sheer flowing veil of deep red that drapes from her shoulders, secured with golden clasps, adding a layer of kind of almost mystery. The veil can be easily be removed or repositioned, doubling as a disguise should she need it. Her lower half is adorned with a high slit skirt of kind of layered silk, cut in a way that it moves like cascading water with every step. And beneath it, there are fitted leggings of black lace to ensure that her agility is never compromised. The belt at her waist is adorned with tiny golden chains and charms shaped like desert flowers and crescent moons, and each shifting of her movement to create the illusion of sand shifting in the wind. And just for fun, hidden within her belt are several like small, like a razor thin daggers, easily accessible, but also very elegantly disguised as ornaments.
Well, there you go.
Her footwear, she's wearing kind of bejeweled sandals that wrap around her ankles with thin golden cords, leaving her feet almost slightly bare to allow for silent movement. And her jewelry is subtle but purposeful, like a ring set with desert opals, earrings shaped like gilded serpents, and a single sapphire set in a golden headpiece that sits on her forehead, catching the light like a desert oasis.
I would say yes, but I think she has dibs.
Aaron's blushing to high heaven. And he's gonna reach up into his head and, when he was running around holding his ears, his braids, which are all just, tied around in a big spiraling stack above his head, leaving all of the sides of his head, leaving the, buzz cut he's got on the sides all hanging out. And he's gonna start trying to pull it back into place from where he was all mussing it up.
I will also say that Rahat's makeup is on point. Like she's got like coal lined eyeliner, and her lips are like a deep shade of pomegranate. There's a faint dusting of gold on her cheekbone as she approaches you.
And I'll, do a awkward little wave at first. And then say, you showed out for the festivities.
I did indeed. Well, you may recall that this is how we met.
Aaron's blushing even harder, and his eyes are getting kind of hard to look at from how bright they're shining. And he'll say, indeed. Well, I heard when you were coming over that you had a bit of a concern about not being able to dance in full triplicate. And as he says that, Arald is going to step out of him, and he's going to say, so would you do me the honor, do us the honor of having the first dance?
If it does not offend you so, I would prefer not to dance with him. I would prefer to dance with you.
Aaron nods, and Arald is going to actually not go into Aaron. He's going to go to the seat next to Hawk and just sit down next to Hawk.
All right. And with that, Rahat starts to lead the dance.
yeah, Aaron's following.
All right. Anyone else?
Well, my first dance is spoken for, I think.
I will say that Eatstreet is dancing with Duchess Nem.
Yeah.
Get it!
Duchess Nem, she kind of stands apart from the swirling fae and ethereal lights of the ballroom, kind of a vision of dark elegance but quiet defiance. She seems to be a wood elf by blood, but there's something far more enigmatic about her presence, and she carries herself with the poise of old nobility, spine straight, chin slightly lifted, almost daring those around her to look, and yet offering no invitation to approach. Her bodice is a corset of jet black satin, cinched so tightly it carves an hourglass silhouette, the boning adorned with silver filigree in the shape of twisted vines and wilting roses. Black lace cascades over her bare shoulders in a web of delicate patterns, barely concealing the sharp lines of her collarbone. There's a keyhole cutout at the chest that reveals just enough to tease, framed by strands of obsidian beads that drape like funeral rosaries. Her sleeves, if they can be called such, are mere whispers of fabric, tattered with strips of black lace that cling to the upper arm before trailing down, almost spectral and weightless. She seems like an older woman who's seen a lot in her day. Meanwhile, Itri is wearing robes that are made of the finest silk, dyed in rich shades of deep indigo and dusky gold, kind of reminiscent of the desert sky just after sunset. The outer robe is embroidered with intricate patterns that mimic the swirling dunes in the ancient script of Marhaba, traced with golden thread, so fine that it seems to shift like mirages when he moves. The fabric is enchanted to be always cool against the skin. But beneath the outer robe, he also wears a tailored tunic of black and bronze, close-fitted but lightweight, allowing ease of movement. The wide sash of deep crimson silk is wrapped around his waist, secured with a brooch in the shape of a golden sunburst. And draped over his shoulders is a mantle of a midnight blue velvet lined with gold and fastened with a clasp to match the one of the sunburst. The mantle is cut in a way that it resembles the billowing scarves of a desert wanderer, a reminder of where exactly he is coming from. The two of them are dancing together.
Aww. Demir
So
is
Pip-
going. What? Oh, sorry. Go for it.
I was going to say Sir Pip of the Red Grove, the awakened squirrel, is mostly hanging out near the food table to avoid being stepped on because he is small.
Good idea, probably, for a little guy on the dance floor. That seems like a disaster waiting to happen.
I can see him dancing with like a pixie or something.
Well,
Mm.
you know,
just
there
be-
are 3 pixies that have recently come into a position of power.
A little bit of
The real
land.
question. The real question is, what would happen if you were to step on a fairy, like a fairy lord, while you were dancing?
Oh, you're
What sort of
cursed for
social
generations.
faux pas?
Cursed for generations.
The foest of paws.
Truly, dishonor upon you, dishonor upon your house, dishonor upon your cow, etc., etc. Demir is going to, like, probably at some point throughout the dance, is going to, find herself, in like a corner near a tree. If that is even possible for her to find a moment away.
Why not? Time is malleable.
Probably like in the middle of a change of dance, so she is able to like duck to the food the food table and grab a drink and try and like hide herself a little bit. But she'll end up like kind of drifting her way over towards Atri and just kind of give him like a little shoulder nudge once she notices him, and just enjoying yourself.
It's nice to have a break from the chaos and to simply spend some time enjoying oneself.
Atri,
And what's it for you? Are you having fun?
I'm enjoying myself. Watching all of this. I didn't think I would miss it, but it's really nice to be back. To see everything again.
I can see why you like it here. It is very different than home, but it is nice.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I wanted to thank you for coming with us. You know, I didn't mean what I said in dinner with Fiola. Thank you for her help.
Thank you for having me. I do want to continue being part of your life, even if it is in far-off places such as this. I do care for you.
Of course you can. Anytime. You are welcome.
In that
Demiris-
case, may I have the next dance?
Of course. She'll take his hand.
He starts to lead you out to the ballroom floor, and dance with you.
Demir's going to have fun dancing with him, and honestly, probably a little more playful dancing than she was doing with Lish. They'll do she'll do a little like marhabi, like step like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's also definitely doing a little brother thing and kind of fucking with you while dancing, like making you think they're gonna go one way and you go the other way.
Yes, and Demir is doing just as much like a little fuckery with him as well, because she has to. Yeah, she's going to have fun dancing with her little brother.
And it's at this point, Valkyria, that Nova approaches you.
I am very excited about this, but it is also noon.
Okay, give me a second. Nova is, and Nova's attire, it's like a celestial masterpiece, in a way. Kind of designed to make her appear as if she was woven from the night sky itself. The fabric of her gown is a deep midnight blue, speckled with tiny enchanted flecks of silver that shift and swirl like a living star field whenever she moves. Her dress hugs her curves in all the right places, crafted from material that flows like liquid moonlight but never restricts her movement. The bodice is the asymmetrical piece with one shoulder left bare and the other adorned with delicate silver chain that drapes across her collarbone like a constellation map. The fabric is intricately embroidered with cosmic sigils and swirling patterns reminiscent of celestial winds, stitched with silver thread that seems to glow faintly in the dim lighting. The gown skirt is layered with sheer panels that kind of trail behind her like the tail of a comet, with slits on either side revealing glimpses of her rather toned legs, accented by dark thigh-high stockings with silver embroidery, tracing up the sides in delicate curling patterns that mimic constellations. And her horns are adorned with delicate silver rings and star-shaped charms, some enchanted to glow faintly. And her makeup is striking as well. Her lips painted iridescent shade of dark plum, kind of shimmering between purple and blue, depending on the light. And her eyes, she's got the winged eyeliner kind of touched with a sort of a silver shimmer at the inner corners. There have been additional makeup added to her freckles to kind of glow a little bit like scattered stardust across her cheeks and shoulders. And as she approaches you, she smiles and says, "Are you going to ask me to dance or what?"
I was looking forward to finding you. I've been busy with the obligations of my new position, but now I'm all yours.
Tell me, do you have much experience with this, or should I take the lead?
My experience has only been to the serviceable level, so take the lead, my lady.
She takes your hand and starts to pull you out to the dance floor, and that's where we'll call session.
Yay!
Yeah.
Romance is in the air.
Romance.
Womance.
And character development.
The NBC women loving their dumbasses.
Well, guys, thanks for playing. Super
Thank
fun
you.
as always.
Yeah.
Next time it's going to be the Wild Hunt.
Oh boy.
Yay.
Could be something
I'm
that I'd
excited.
still be decent at because I do still have the Outlander background.
Mm.
So,
Yes,
with that,
see.
thanks for playing, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
See you all around.
Bye.
Bye.